James Francisco here, your pneumatic dude, with a beautiful look along the Trans-Canada Highway, heading east out of one of Canada's best cities, Vancouver. We head eastward through the lower mainland, starting in New Westminster, where we fill up with gas at a Chevron. Just look at those prices. Criminal. Looks like that's an average price right now for regular grade gasoline, as you can see with prices around the area. Ah, but that's only for their bargain bin, low grade gasoline. If you're craving the supreme nectar of Chevron's finest high grade fuel, be prepared to fork over $2.14, or even a staggering $2.18 at times. Makes you want to send a love letter to the politicians, doesn't it? And don't even get me started on the mid-grade, which Chevron charmingly dubs plus. That's the Goldilocks formula our vehicle guzzles. Just take a peek at that price tag, utterly bonkers. Alrighty then, buckle up because we're hitting the Trans-Canada Highway, heading eastward to soak up some mountain eye candy. Perfect day for it too. Mountain views are practically calling out our names, and Mount Baker in Washington is just hanging out to the south, being all majestic and whatnot. We'll jump in just past 216th Street, just alongside University Way. On your left, you've got Mount Northgrave, Welch Peak, and Williams Peak putting on a show. And there it is, Mount Baker, also known by its rock star aliases, Nooksack, Quex Manit, Loshutsi Tunchu, Kolma Kulsham, or just Kulsham, if you're into the whole brevity thing. This bad boy stands tall at 10,781 feet, or 3,286 meters, and is a glacier-covered andesitic stratovolcano in the Cascade Volcanic Arc and North Cascades of Washington State, with its second most thermally active crater in the Cascade Range after Mount St. Helens. Mount Baker is essentially the diva of the Pacific Northwest. Ah, lovely Abbotsford. Of course, there's a semi planting itself right in our line of sight. Classic. And here we are, caught in the never-ending dance of traffic jams. Time to draft another letter to our ever so attentive politicians. 30 years of griping about this highway. And what do we have to show for it? Absolutely nothing. Just peachy, isn't it? Ah, here we go again, dead stop at this infamous choke point. Seriously, who came up with this genius design? You've got to wonder if someone's actually proud of this mess. Alright, we're finally moving again around Mount Lehman Road in Clearbrook. About time too. Now we can get back to enjoying that stellar view of Mount Baker. Honestly, couldn't this be a smoother ride? Seems like too much to ask these days. Well, look at that. Finally moving again, and rewarded with a stunning view of Mount Baker and the mountain to the left. You almost forget the torture of stop and go traffic with scenes like this. Almost. And you can't help but wonder, why does getting to this point have to be such a headache every single time? There's something magical about mountain views that has always captured my imagination. The moment I catch sight of those towering peaks, I feel a surge of awe and inspiration. I remember a particular trip where the mountains truly stole my heart. We were driving along a winding road, the car steadily ascending, and with each turn, the view grew more spectacular. The sky was a crisp blue canvas, and the snow-capped peaks of the mountains stood majestically against it. One of my favorite views was of a mountain called Whispering Pines. It had an almost ethereal beauty, its slopes covered in lush green trees, with streams of water cascading down like shimmering silver threads. The air was fresh and invigorating, and every breath felt like a gift. At sunset, the mountains took on a whole new persona. The peaks glowed with a warm golden light, casting long shadows that danced across the valleys. It was as if the mountains were alive, whispering their ancient stories to anyone willing to listen. But the true magic happened at night. Under a blanket of stars, the mountains seemed to hold a quiet power. The silhouettes of the peaks were outlined against the night sky, and the stillness was profound. In that moment, I felt connected to something much larger than myself, a reminder of the beauty and vastness of the world. So yes, I love mountain views. They remind me of the grandeur of nature, the peace found in solitude, and the endless possibilities that lie beyond the horizon. Every time I see a mountain, it feels like coming home to a place where the heart can truly breathe.
Sorry, this guy behind me is riding my ass.
As we continue through the Frazer Valley, we're treated to stunning views of sprawling farmlands and wide open spaces. The road stretches out before us in a straight line, cutting through the heart of this beautiful agricultural region. The fields are a patchwork of vibrant green and golden hues, with crops swaying gently in the breeze. While our view of Mount Baker is fading away, we are still surrounded by breathtaking scenery. The vast expanse of farmland is punctuated by charming farmhouses and barns, creating a picturesque rural landscape. The open sky above adds to the sense of space and freedom, making the drive feel refreshing and liberating. Even without the prominent site of Mount Baker, the Frazer Valley has its own unique charm. The peacefulness of the farmland, the gentle rolling hills in the distance, and the clear blue sky all come together to create a serene and captivating atmosphere. It's a reminder that the beauty of this region is found not only in its majestic mountains, but also in the simplicity and tranquility of its open fields. Please ring the bell before you go, because I may not be here much longer. You know how it is, things are changing fast, and who knows how long I'll stick around in this ever-evolving world. So, if you need something, don't just walk out. Give me a heads up, because this might be your last chance to catch me before I'm gone. And trust me, you don't want to be the one regretting not ringing that bell.
What?